Like the external and the internal are so connected, right? So I just have been realizing that it most of the things that are external start internally, right? So that's what I use. It starts with internal. That's why I start my day with meditation, you know. And the fact that we went through so many meditations last time we met up, man, that was so helpful because I meditate every morning.
Yeah.
I change my meditations up frequently from I do mantra meditations sometimes, and sometimes I do just guided meditations that are specifically for me, maybe for that week, things I'm really like, not necessarily trying to accomplish, but things that I put in my consciousness, things that I want to approach right. But more importantly, it just gets me right for the day, man. It's like I said, it's like taking a shower, like after you work out and you take that shower and you feeling fresh, like that's what it does for my consciousness, my energy, and things just flow better. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm literally lifting my vibration up to a higher place of like just to be successful. You know what I mean? And it all starts right there for me. You can't do it a right or wrong way. There is no right or wrong in doing it. The fact you take the time out to just be with yourself, to breathe. Your mind is gonna race all over the place sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. You bring it back to your breath, you bring it back to maybe whatever you're listening to, and just the fact that you take that time out to breathe and to spend that time on yourself, you're gonna feel an incredible difference every time. Mantras, yeah, she
mantras
does.
And meditations.
Yeah, we actually just did one where I led a meditation and she was sound healing at the same time. It was like an experience.
I haven't seen that.
I know, it was our first time doing it, so we were trying it out, but it's something that we wanted to just test out and try, and people really enjoyed it and benefited from it. But it's so many different ways of getting that energy out there, right? Like that, right? So yeah, there is no right or wrong way to do it. It's just, I realized that it's the richest thing you could do for yourself. You know what I mean? And when I say that word rich, I don't just mean in like money, right? Because you could be rich in a lot of ways, and I've experienced people who are rich in money and still broke in a lot of ways. Broke meaning broken, right? But to me, the richest thing you could do for yourself is to not only just make yourself a priority, but to take that time out to be in the best position you can be in, right? And to not be so caught up on what you want, just to kind of put the attention out there, because when you're so caught up on what you want, it's so specific onto something, right? It's like, I want this new blue mug. But at the same time, you're holding that vision of that new blue mug. It could be a green mug, a yellow mug, a gold mug that's sitting there waiting for you, that's just as good or even better than this mug, but you're closing out all those possibilities. So it's important to, one of the things I do is I don't get so specific with my meditations. I just kind of say, for whatever's best for me, or what's the greatest, for my happiness, for my joy, because that's where the real richness is. You know what I'm saying? We've seen people who have all the money in the world who have committed suicide, right? Or, or the lead singers of groups, we talk about Chester, or, we talk about Anthony Bourdain, all these different people who, from the outside looking in, you would never guess, you know what I mean, that they're going through something, and everybody is going through something. That's important as a society, that remember everybody is going through something. We talk like we don't care what people are going through, or like, they're not going through something. Everyone's going through something really, really important right now, and that's really, could be really, really hard. And even if they show it or not. And I think that when you take the time to create a rich life for yourself, that is the best thing you could do, because when you take time to work on your internal, your external, it kind of takes the focus off trying to worry or have anxiety about the things you can't change, and realizing that the things you can't change you. So you get to that point of being able to go through anything. It's like having armor on, you're going through the storm, or having like layers on. It's like they can't even get to you for real. That's one of those lessons. Like, we go through these things and these experiences that there's no other way to, I just hope that people realize when they go through things, it doesn't have to be such a traumatic experience, or such a detrimental thing, or such a, immeasurable loss or anything. It's, the fact that you're able to survive through the day, You know, there was somebody who got murdered around the corner from in the neighborhood I live in. Is that we take for granted how much of a blessing it is to be here right now and to wake up and be here. You know what I mean? So, you know, we learn these lessons, and I just hope that we can pay attention to the lessons that life teaches us. You know, because you have to really make a mental, you have to really acknowledge what you're experiencing, or else it just goes in one ear and out the other.
Totally.
You have to learn the lesson, you know? And even that story you told me, she learned that lesson while she was in that concentration camp in the Holocaust. She learned that, okay, you're actually the prisoner because you're trapped in your prison of your consciousness. And, you know, if you wanting to dominate another person and trap another person, that is already a prison. You know, I'm in here, I'm in a cage, but I'm the one who's free-minded and free-thinking and, you know, has faith that I'm gonna get past this, and two totally different experiences, right? So just embrace the experience that you're going through and realize it. And, you know, we're leasing these bodies for a limited time only, right? Like, our experience here is very, very limited. So we have to make something. You know, we can't just sit around and watch other people live their lives. We got to go out and figure out what that means for us. You know, and how you do that is you do the work on yourself. A lot of people may be watching this and may not know what they want to do. They don't know what they're passionate about. Maybe they just like being on the internet all day. Maybe they just like watching movies and TV all day. But, you know, you can't figure out exactly what you're all the way passionate about until you actually try things out. I had to try things myself because I didn't really know what I was passionate about besides music. I had to go jump out of a plane. I had to like try new things, start working out. I had to, you know, do hikes and be like, oh, I really like hiking. Like, I really like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that's one of the things, one of the quickest escapes people can go to is like drugs, right? It's like an instant escape and a way to get high. But man, there's so many other ways to get high, you know what I'm saying, in life without using that. And not even to sound like, you know, corny or whatever people may think that sounds, but it's like there are a lot of ways, you know, that I've been high off life that a drug could never give me. You know what I'm saying? Like the type of high that is like God-given, that only the universe can provide. In the first place, should never be mad at a timeline, because how can I be mad at a timeline or something not getting done or a deadline when I'm moving at God's speed? I'm not moving at my speed. I can set my intention. I can give my attention to that intention of hopefully getting something done, and may get done earlier. I may want to finish something by April and it might get done in February. You know, I may want to get something done in April and it won't be done till next April. Who knows? Because it's unknown. But when we embrace that unknown, which a lot of us is hard to do, because, you know, we always like to think about what's the worst that can happen instead of what's the best that can happen. The whole purpose of self-care is the complete opposite of being selfish. You know, it's actually, like you said, a service to the world. So when you are overwhelmed with all the anxiety of everything that's going on, you're overwhelmed with your personal problems and the world's problems, and just things seem to be too much. We all go through this. It is the most important thing to rely on the faith that everything is going to be okay. You know, and when you put your best foot forward, when you do take care of the extra steps to take care of yourself, to bring your best foot forward, you realize, like we talked about last time, that the faith that, you know, the reason that we're in this moment in the first place is because we have the ability to change this moment. The great part about being in any situation, whether you're up or down in life, is that it's an amazing opportunity, and you have the ability to change every situation, right? So, you know, when you have that faith, like I talked about, that invisible bridge, when you have that faith that you can just walk across and you don't really see how you're going to get across, but you know it's there, and you step on that, off that cliff and on to where you don't see anything and you still haven't fallen. That's what faith is, and that's what we have to have in each other as a society, and realize that the more conscious we are, the more we work on ourselves, the more steps we're taking to get to the other side of things.